have an issue with her elemental skill. Sometimes dashing back can really fuck you over, but it's fine. The rest is all good. There are a few times where I've died because sometimes I get trapped into a wall, especially against like ruin guards. I don't think it's a good idea for them to really so many spear characters in a row. I don't know. Maybe that's not in their best interest, but regardless, a lot of cool stuff is coming. I'm really excited for all the events. We'll of course be playing them on stream, so I'm really excited about that. How do I feel about the overall experience of exploration? My issue with majority of games, and this includes Breath of the Wild, is when you know about something that exists in the game. Yeah, I agree, Ronan. When you know too much about something that exists in the game that requires progression, you really want to rush to that point. If I'm a Catalyst main and I really want the craftable catalyst from the Frostbearing tree, I'm going to grind as hard as I fucking can to go get every single Crimson Agate so that I can level up my tree. And because you've taken this experience that's supposed to be passively while you're exploring the world getting Crimson Agate, now you're grinding for it, it takes down the fun a notch. I rushed through I rushed through Dragonspine to get to the Claymore, only to find out that there was even more work to do. So I had already grinded through the entirety of the story, the entirety of the the majority of the exploration to get this Claymore, finishing the story and not paying as much attention just to realize there was even more to do, ruins the experience a little bit. And of course, it's just a part of the game. I need to recognize that, especially with these events, that I should stop trying to rush. I just need to enjoy it, and I need to accept things that I get passively as they come. And that'll probably make me enjoy it more. So accepting that fact, I think Dragonspine was good. But I think it was only quite interesting. I think Albedo's personality kind of ruins the gameplay a little bit. He's not enthused. He's just like, go out and test this weapon, kill these monsters for me, and I wanna record their results. It's not very. I didn't really feel like I wanted to. I felt like I wasn't given good player motivation. How inclined are you to explore Dragonspine? Very inclined. Very, very, very inclined, as I just discussed. How satisfied are you with the following aspects of Dragonspine? Aesthetics, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Area traversal, somewhat satisfied. There was portions of the map that, based on your resources, were basically locked to you. There was a part, the top of the mountain was literally locked to you until you finished part of the story. But there were a lot of parts of Dragonspine that were locked because your characters would just start dying. And that ruins the gameplay immersion a little bit. There are plenty of ways to, as in open world games, of course, it's the hardest. You got 2 4-stars? Nice. I actually have some wishing stuff I want to talk about after this. It's going to be pretty pog. I'm interested to see how you'll feel about it, though. There's a really hard thing to do in open world games where you need to find a balance between the players can go here and explore here, or they can explore this entire area, but we really want them to go to a central location. This is the path that we want the main character to take. And usually you do that by having lower level enemies, things that they can defeat, and the places you don't want them to go to yet, or if they really want to go to it, you want to make it difficult, is with really difficult enemies. So I feel like that could have been a better way to balance Dragonspine than making Frost, which is a mechanic that is not very interactable, just start to kill you. They had a really good spread of torches and stuff, but the fact that the fire Seelie you could summon was only in place and then disappeared after literally 2 seconds is not good for something you have to craft with that rock material, Star Silver. You have to craft it with Star Silver, and you want to use that Star Silver to craft all the weapons. Yeah, a lot of people, yeah, and that was the thing about Breath of the Wild, is you could do that because you only need one really good weapon that you can get from Hyrule Castle, and you can start defeating really good enemies as long as you know how to dodge their attacks. With this game, you unlock the little fire Seelie that's in the potion, right? It doesn't help you explore more. It basically says, okay, you're trying to get to this place and there's no torches nearby. There's no Sealies, and there's no the little things you have to activate. I don't know what they're called. If there's none of those on your way, you get to use the Sealy to reduce your heat, but it only does it for about a second. So when you're trying to traverse somewhere and you're not taking a path that is set for you gameplay-wise, you're just kind of screwed over. It's not very fun. You've acquired this recipe. The recipe took a while to get. You have to craft the thing to make the recipe with Star Silver, which is a resource you need 50 of for each weapon you want to craft of the craftable weapons. And then it only lasts for 1 second. I think that is bad game design. I think Dragonspine would have been better if the Sealy followed you, even if it followed you for those 2 seconds. Because when you use the gadget, you have to stand in place. Because that's how it heats you up, is you have to be around it. So I think that was something they could have improved on. So area traversal, I'm putting I'm gonna put somewhat unsatisfied. And the amount of playable content was amazing. I think Dragonspine was great. If I took more time to enjoy it, then I would have liked it a lot more. Yeah, and you need a lot of them. If I have a party and my party, I'm doing some kind of cryo build. I have Chongyun and I just added Ganyu to my party and I'm trying to do some cryo boost damage shit. That build is really good by the Star Silver weapons because the Star Silver weapons increase your cryo damage by 200% every 10 seconds. It doesn't have to be from that little crystal that it summons. Okay? So I'm building a cryo team. And I'm building my cryo team, and I want to use those craftable weapons because it gives me cryo damage bonus. So I have to craft the catalyst, I have to craft the spear, I have to craft you get one free claymore, but you still have to craft it. And then Festering Desire, but Festering Desire doesn't have that passive, and there wasn't a bow. So I need to individually get the claymore, the spear, and the catalyst. And I have to make more if I want to make them better. And they're 50 each. That's not that easy. So it's just like, it's a resource I'm going to need a lot of. It's probably something I'm going to add onto my list of every Monday and Friday when the world resets. I'm going to need to go and walk around the Dragonspine with Ningguang and get Star Silver. So the fact that you have to use it for that crafting thing just kind of sucks. That probably should have been Flaming Flower Stamens and Geo Crystal Flies. That was something that there was a lot of in Dragonspine. That was another resource we could have used a lot of, that you can fight for that with condensed resin. But because you're getting so many Crystal Flies in Dragonspine, it's not going to be an issue. You can open those little ice rocks on the ground with your fire character, and sometimes 2 Crystal Flies appear. That's a lot easier to get than Star Silver. So, how unique do you find the following content in the Dragonspine area? Oh, and Ronan, I wanted to mention, last stream you asked if your friend was playing on your account, and he was. I checked later. I remember you kept asking me about it, and I kept forgetting to do it. So I just wanted to let you know. How unique do you find the following content in the Dragonspine area? Puzzles were great. Monsters were great. Lore was great. Terrain was great. Everything was great. Everything that doesn't have to do with Albedo was great. How do you find the difficulty of the sheer cold mechanic? Somewhat difficult. Let's go with that. How interesting do you find that? It's somewhat interesting. How do you find the impact of the sheer cold mechanic on the exploration and combat experience? Negatively impacts... No impact? A lot of the event stuff you had to do in Dragonspine, it's not, but the point is that you're still wasting resources on a mechanic you can't really interact with. I think if they buffed the Sealy gadget, then it would have been fine. Because it gives you a sense of, look, I've gotten to this point, I've done enough exploration, I've put in enough time suffering through Dragonspine that I should have a little bit of a boost now. But I can still do it, but there's still a chance I take damage because I still have to craft this Sealy. It's not worth crafting because it sucks. I never use mine because I don't even remember it exists because it's just not useful. So, impact on exploration. Yeah, no. Impact on combat, I didn't really feel it. I think that was fine. How tolerable do you find the negative effects of the triple mechanic on the experience? I don't know. I'll just put it in the middle. Yeah. Yeah. It's not good. It wasn't a good mechanic. How satisfied were you with the following quests? I don't remember. I don't remember these at all. Thaw the shards and summon out of the mountain. It's fine. Sure. I don't really care. How interesting do you find the following quests? In the mountains. Festering Fang was cool, and the mountains was okay. How willing are you to continue experiencing Genshin Impact? Definitely. Oh, yes, absolutely. I still have them. I'm still trying to get more of my friends to play it. Do you have other aspects of version 1.2? Nope. Alrighty. You got our survey then.